Hello, my name is Janine and I'm a physical therapist and I work for Krabat. Today I'm here to show you the Sheriff wheelchair. And we have Amelia with us today. She's 6 years old and has cerebral palsy. Now the idea of the Sheriff wheelchair came from the jockey chair. We wanted that saddle seating that they can do activities in school, in kindergarten, and we wanted them to be able to actually move more around as well. As far as we know, we're the only one in the world with a saddle-seated wheelchair. So the most important thing is we want the child to be upright. As you can see, Amelia is very upright now and she's seated in a good position. What we're looking for in the chair is to get a good angle at the hips. We do not want that 90-degree normal seating, because what happens then is that a lot of the children end up in a slumped position. And when the children are more slumped, they're not upright and their shoulders tend to hang forward. All this makes it a lot harder for the children to wheel themselves around. So if we continue down, open angle at the hip, at the knee we're aiming at 90 degrees, and at our ankle we're also aiming at 90 degrees. In order to make adjustments, it's important to align the pelvis in the middle. It's also important to make sure that Amelia is sitting all the way back on the seat and tighten the straps. That's going to prevent her from sliding out. In order to get the right angle at the knees, we need to make sure that the height is correct. And we do that by opening these two screws here and these two on the other side. And then we can pull on the strap and get the right angle. To position the ankles, we have to remove the foot and we have to open these two screws and then push the footrest in the position we want. And it's also very important that we make sure that her feet are securely fastened. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Let's see. What you see in this chair is that Amelia is getting her feet underneath her body. What that's going to do is if she pushes on her feet, that push is going to help her extend her upper body. In contrast, if she was sitting in a normal 90-degree seat, her feet would be more in front of her. If she were to push then on her feet, she wouldn't be able to use that push to extend her upper body. Also, if we look at her hip joint, we've managed to get her hip in an anatomical resting position. This position is extremely good because you get the femoral head inside the acetabulum. It also helps to get a more wide base of support. Now that we've created a stable base for Amelia's lower body, we want to look up and make sure that her upper body is also in a good position. She's fairly upright, as you can see now. A lot of you might think that she needs a harness, but Amelia doesn't really like the harness, so she just keeps working against it, and that's why we've decided not to use one. Also, when Amelia is wheeling herself around, she gets more support from the arms. And if she's seated like this over time, what we usually do then is we put a tray in front of her. To show you the rest, we need to make sure that she gets good support from her sides. We want her to have that 3-point body support coming from her hip belt and from her 2 side supports. We also have the option to put on a headrest, but Amelia's stability is good enough, so she doesn't need one. There are also a lot of other adjustments that you're able to do with this chair. First, you can adjust the height of the backrest, like this. You're also able to change the width of the wheels. Also, the height of the seat can be adjusted. And it can also be tilted, the whole chair, and also slided. And all that is important so that we can find the optimal position for her to be able to wheel herself around. Amelia uses this chair every day at school and at home, and it can be used both indoors and outdoors. The feedback we get is that it's easy to wheel around, both for parents and for the child.